All right, 1, 2, 3, action. Hey guys, I'm Chef Joya and this is Cooking with Compare, and we are gonna make a vegan curry chickpea. And we're gonna start off by making our Trinity style green seasoning. So you wanna make sure you wash all your veggies, and you wanna make sure you don't use the stem so you can break off your parsley. And then we're gonna use the top of the green onions, and you're just gonna tear it off just like that. And that's what I love about this recipe is because it just really has no rules, and I'm such a no rule person, so I get to adjust things the way I want to, which makes it amazing. Next, we're gonna add a little bit of shallot. Let's add that to here. Next, I'm gonna add about 2, 3, 4 cloves of garlic. I'm a garlic girl. And then I'm gonna add my whole habanero. So we're gonna grab our habanero peppers, and you can actually use a Scotch bonnet pepper. The Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper is actually just a tad bit sweeter, contributing to the overall flavor, but it does pack a lot of heat, just like the habanero. Typically for this size, you may want to add like half or maybe a fourth, but I love heat, so I'm gonna add the whole thing in here. And next I'm gonna go ahead and add my cilantro. So you have options when you come to Compare Foods. You can either use the cilantro or the culantro. Now they are very similar in aroma, but they taste different. Culantro is a bit stronger, so you're gonna use this in less amounts. But if you know your cilantro, you wanna stick to that, you can do that too. But I suggest you venture out and try the culantro. And then next, we're going to go ahead and add our celery. So I'm gonna add, and then we're gonna add a few little pieces of thyme in here. And next, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of vegetable bouillon. Now, if you have fresh ginger, go ahead and use fresh ginger, but you also can use dry ginger. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of dry ginger to it. And then I'm gonna add the juice of a lime. This is a good lime too. And you get that juice to rolling out. Now, the next thing you wanna do is you wanna add, either you can add some oil or some water to your green seasoning. I'm actually gonna add a little bit of water to mine. And get this moving, and we're gonna put this in our blender. All right, yes. So let's see if we got the flavor that we want. We definitely have the heat that we want. I can smell that. So let's taste this a little bit. And this is the consistency that you will want. See if we need anything. Ooh, that's hot, but it's good. Ooh. I'm gonna add a little pinch of salt to it, but it's good. And now we're good to go. So let's go ahead and get started on our curry chickpeas. I absolutely love curry. Like, I love all types of curry. And I especially love Jamaican curry. I love Trini curry. So I decided to mix both of them together, okay? And so that's why we made the green seasoning for this. So I'm adding my grapeseed oil to the pot. And then I'm also gonna add my curry directly into this oil. When you select your curries, you always want to check the ingredients list because all curries are not created equal. For this recipe, we're going to use the Jamaican style curry, and the difference is Jamaican style curry powder has a lot of turmeric in it, and it has a little bit extra allspice in it. This curry powder is mainly cayenne pepper, so if you don't like the heat, you don't want to get this one. But this one you can be able to adjust. You can add more heat to it. It's more flexible for you. Now you want to make sure that you don't burn your curry. I always toast my curry, cook my curry inside the oil because I wanted to infuse the oil. Okay, I don't like to add the curry to the end of it. Trust me, this process makes it a lot better. All right, so I'm gonna let that curry cook for a few. I'm just gonna stir just a little bit. I want to mess it too much, but I also don't want it to burn, so you gotta be careful of that. Because curry can be the right color 1 minute and black the next minute. Next, I'm gonna add my onions. And then I'm actually gonna go ahead and add my garlic to this as well. I'm gonna add about 4 cloves of garlic. I just love a recipe that you can just like add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it still tastes amazing. So I'm gonna add my potatoes first because that vegetable takes the longest to cook. And you can use a russet potato. A white potato is also good. If you like the creaminess of a Yukon potato, you can use that as well. And I like mine in big chunks. So if you want to make it in smaller chunks, you can do that as well. This recipe is very versatile. All right, let's give that a stir because we want to make sure we coat everything. And then the next vegetable we're gonna go ahead and add our carrots. I'm gonna stir this all in here. Get this cooking really good. Make sure it's coated evenly. And next we're gonna add our red bell pepper. Now usually red bell pepper is not used in this curry dish, but I like the color and it doesn't hurt anything. It actually makes it taste even better, if you ask me. But that's if you ask me. And then we're gonna add our beautiful green seasoning. Now this you can add as much as you like. I like to add about, let's see here. I'll tell you after I pour it. I like to add about 2 tablespoons of the green seasoning. And this one you can actually add more later on. So after you cook the dish and you taste it, if you feel like you want to add a little bit more, you can do that as well. But I definitely want the green seasoning to attach to my veggies, so I'm going to add it into this part of the process. So we're going to add our chickpeas right into here. Now make sure you save your chickpea water because you can use that for bacon. You can use that for making vegan sour cream. You can use it for making vegan whipped creams, and like the chickpea water does amazing things. So keep that for later. All right, so now let's get to seasoning everything. Since we have pretty much all of our veggies in here, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of our vegan chicken bouillon, some sea salt, some ground black pepper. We're gonna toss in 2 of our bay leaves. Make sure you count your bay leaves, guys. Remember, the bay leaves give it all the flavor, but you don't wanna eat these. So if you know you put 2 in, you wanna make sure you pull 2 out, okay? So we got our 2 bay leaves. And then next we're gonna add our ginger, our ground ginger, allspice, and garlic powder. And I already mixed it all up together for you all, so I'm just gonna add that right into my dish. And we're gonna give this a nice stir. This looks and smells amazing. Like, really, really good. For a little bit more heat, just because I want to. Now, if you're scared of the heat and you say, oh, I have enough heat inside of my green seasoning, you can just pop this whole Scotch bonnet in it and it'll take the flavor of the Scotch bonnet without taking the heat. But of course, I'm gonna go ahead and break it open just a little bit. So I'm just gonna still leave a hole and I'm just gonna toss it right in here because I do want some of that heat to come out of it. All right, guys. Next, we're gonna add a little bit of tomato paste. Now, I know it seems like this is a lot of steps, but trust me, once you taste this, the process is all gonna be worth it, okay? So we're gonna add our tomato paste. We're gonna give that a nice little stir. Like, we need smell vision on here, okay? This is like, whew, I can't even wait. And then we're gonna add our coconut milk. So we're gonna add 1 can of coconut milk to this. And then we're gonna actually add 1 can of water as well. So we're gonna make sure we add equal parts liquid in here. And the last thing we're gonna add to it is our fresh thyme as of right now. So we're gonna take the whole sprigs of thyme. You could tie it together in a bundle. It doesn't matter to me if I lose a couple pieces of the stems in there, but if if the stem's gonna bother, you can tie it in a bundle and just throw it in, or you can just really just break it off the leaves and put it in there. So I'm just gonna sit that right inside of here. So I'm gonna let this come into a boil, then I'll bring it back down to simmer for about 15 minutes. And then I like to add my green beans to it, cover it, remove it from heat, and let it sit for about 10 minutes, and it is perfect. Now that our curry is done, the green beans are put in, we let it sit for about 7 minutes. You can do it anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, just depending on the texture that you like your green beans, and it's time to serve up. I like to put it right over rice. You can use white rice, brown rice, whatever rice you choose. And when I put it in my container to prep for the week, I like to add my rice in here and I make a little pocket right here in the middle, right? And then I'll go ahead and add my curry right to it. So we're gonna ladle that in there. You can add that right to the pocket. You can add as much as you like, but I like to add about 2 ladles full, and make sure you catch your green beans. Voila, it is done. So this is our Caribbean chickpea curry. This recipe can give you about 8 meals. So if you have a family, you can meal prep for your family. If you're an individual, you can actually freeze this recipe, which is absolutely amazing. So you can make your curry, you can set a couple dishes to the side for the week, and then you can freeze the rest, but you wanna make sure you bring it down to temperature before you freeze it, and you can have it for later.